What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we're concluding Mobile Suit Victory Gundam. Last time, Shakti got herself caught by Zanscare once again. The White Ark crew snuck aboard Angel Halo, and we saw Maria use Angel Halo's power. This time, a lot of people die. Shakti takes control of Angel Halo. Uso gets an upgrade, and he goes up against Chronicle and Katejina. So let's conclude this. The psycho waves from Angel Halo are affecting the people of Earth. Their mental state will soon deteriorate into an infant-like state. There is a rapid aging element that is hinted at. When in this state of lethargy, your body ages faster, I guess? Uso and Fala continue fighting. He ejects missile pods on the boots. They blow up on the Gangauzo, and Uso uses the Wings of Light to rush towards Angel Halo. Shakti was given to Kagadi. He convinces Shakti to use Angel Halo to project her brainwaves. Her psycho waves are off the chart. Kagadi is mad that Chronicle was hiding her for so long. The Joan of Arc decides to catch up with the White Ark. While still fighting Fala, Uso can hear Maria's voice. She mentions to the boy that Angel Halo doesn't help the people of Earth like she thought it does. She was overcome by evil and allowed Tassila to take her captive. She doesn't want Shakti to be used by this weapon. Uso goes, cool. But I'm kind of in the middle of a battle right now. Fala goes, are you talking to another woman right now in front of me? How dare you? Marbei launches from White Ark. Uso launches his boots at Fala's face. She loses the back engine unit. Fala is too fast for him. Marbei hears the bells. She fires a mega beam cannon. It misses. Marbei tries to fire again, but it malfunctions. She ejects her boots for Uso to use. The core fighter rushes to the Gangauzo. Fala has a direct shot on Marbei, but she can sense that she is pregnant and hesitates. This allows Uso to slice through her legs and right arm. Uso then takes out the cockpit, killing Fala. She awaits Mechet and death. He barely got any screen time, but the way Fala talks about Mechet, you would think that he is a main character. Chronicle's fleet moves into position to attack the Joan of Arc, while the League focuses on Tassila. Uso tells Marbei to head back to the White Ark while he focuses on finding Maria. He follows her voice while the others try to find him. Hato makes a noise like R2-D2. He kind of is at the moment though. Tassila wonders how their fleets know their attack pattern. He thinks it must be Maria. He's right, but dude is just being paranoid. Odello and Tomas cover V2. Joan of Arc pushes forward and destroys his ship. Shukyu's retreat when the Joan of Arc comes in to support Uso and take down Tassila. Maria tells Tassila that all she's been doing is praying. She can't help that new types can sense one another and tells him to get his ego in check. Ooh! He says that since he survived the guillotine, he has been a dead man. Let's ride this to our graves. Meanwhile, Shakti begins sending psycho waves towards Earth with her prayers. Zugan is trying to gather all the scattered fleets around Angel Halo so they can make a path towards Earth. While everyone is fighting, Shakti is giving out thoughts and prayers. Ugh, thanks Shakti. So helpful. Tassila's Amalthea class, the Shoubatan. Wait, is this the first time they said the name of the ship? It's gonna blow up this episode, isn't it? The ship is being overrun by Uso, Odello, and Tomas. Uso approaches the bridge and demands that Tassila hand over Maria. She tells Uso, hey, this is kind of my fault. Yeah, my bad. You could just kill us both. It'll be easier. But he doesn't want to kill Shakti's mother. Tassila makes that decision for everyone by shooting Maria in the back. This causes Shakti's brainwaves to malfunction. Uso takes out his beam saber out of anger and stabs the bridge, vaporizing Tassila. Somehow Maria's body didn't get vaporized. She communicates to Uso from the grave to vaporize her body. He apologizes to Shakti and destroys the ship with Maria's body inside. Chronicle finds out that Maria is dead. Katejina doesn't want him to be rash and to take his time on making a move. On the White Ark, Carl can sense something. Uso thinks, I'm gonna take this baby out in space. He senses that Shakti is on Angel Halo. Straight up uses him like a compass and everything. But Uso proves that new types can communicate with each other, even if that new type is a baby who can't speak yet. That's kind of interesting. And they just kind of breeze right past it. The Joan of Arc calls an all-hands briefing. Thanks to Uso, Tassila's fleet is down, and all that remains is Zugan's fleet and the remaining Motorrad crew. They have full support of VFF now, but they don't want to wait for reinforcements. They arduously go over their plans in a montage. Uso wonders to Marbei if men go to war because they can't have children. She explains that men choose to protect those who give life. These past few episodes have been hitting heavy with the themes of motherhood. As Oliver just died, conception just happened, but Carl seems to be able to sense it. Uso feels Marbei's stomach. Kagadi continues using Shakti's psycho waves. On the eve of battle, The kids play ball with Hato. What material is this Hato made of? It's so bouncy. White Arc finally launches. Uso has a new sense of duty to protect the women in his life. Katejina launches in the new Gaturlatan. Gaturlatan? This is an example where the Japanese name Gotorudan is way better, so I'm gonna call it that. The ZMT-S33S Gotorudan is a high-performance Zanscare mobile suit that focuses on close combat. The unit was capable of docking with a Mega Beam cannon, whose devastating firepower could wipe out several enemy mobile suits or cruisers in a single shot. There are 2 beam tonfas with eye fields on each hand, which emit a Minovsky particle plasma knife. Other weapons include a beam cutter in the head, a beam shield, a 6.2 micromissile pod on the beam cannon, and a beam rifle. It also has hardpoints. She is looking for Uso on the battlefield and is able to take out a Clog-class ship with ease. Barbet and the Strike Girls surround Uso and bring him new equipment created by Otis and the Old Men. Uso finally senses Marbet's baby. He is now equipped with the Assault upgrade. The LM314V24 Victory 2 Assault Gundam is an enhanced version of V2 which adds reactive armor which breaks off on impact to help against projectile beam attacks. The gold adds anti-beam coating. There are 2 added eye fields in the shoulder armor that can create a beam barrier. 2 VSBRs are added to the waist, and a high-output Mega Beam rifle can be utilized in place of the standard beam rifle. Uso still uses the Mega Beam shield, which includes 3 barrier bits, which form a V. It retains the same weapon set as V2. This can be added to Hexa as well. Katejina finds the White Arc crew and begins attacking. Uso says, "Have you ever been attacked by a letter?" Marbet retreats while the others move in. Katejina fights Uso. They push back to Angel Halo. Uso rushes in, but it is a trap as everyone is waiting on the other side of the rings. The ring is hit and side-checkers go flying out. They have to be careful not to kill the new types. Yuka comes in to protect Uso. Katejina shoots the cockpit, killing Yuka. Her reactor goes off, hitting Angel Halo. Oh hey, more bodies. This won't affect a kid's long-term psychological well-being. He infiltrates Angel Halo. Inside, Katejina meets with Neneka Nikro about them stopping the Gundam. Neneka says, "Yeah, sure. But why are we half naked? Is this necessary?" Yes. Yes! Uso enters to find... Bitches. Uso thinks, nah, this ain't real. So then he proceeds to kill them all brutally. Neneka fires a bazooka. Uso responds by vaporizing her with his beam saber. Brutal. Too bad none of these bitches were real. That is when Katejina piloting a gun easy comes in. It confuses Uso. She tells him that if he hates her so much, he should kill her. He calls her bluff. Luckily, she jumps out in time to make her escape before Uso stabs her. Uso breaks into the core ring to find Kagati. But Zanscare troops grab his grappling hook gun. Can that gun even kill anyone? Meanwhile, Odello and Tomas are like, hey, where did all these dead bitches come from? Hato attacks right as Odello and Tomas come in to help. They take control of the situation. This Hato is R2-D2ing so hard in this series. They find Shakti and bail her out of her prayer chamber, I guess? I'm calling it a prayer chamber. Odello wants to start blasting, but Uso tells them of the side-chickers. Angel Halo is getting dangerously close to entering Earth's atmosphere. The Reinforced Junior is breaking through that ozone layer as well. Shakti wakes up, welches, and wakes the souls of all new types in the area before passing out again. When she wakes, she wants to go back as all the side-chickers' hearts are still connected to Shakti. Uso's dad says, check it out, since we are all doing a Star Wars, I thought it would put on this mask. The Joan of Arc is going to handle Zugan's fleet while the White Arc takes care of Angel's Halo. Hengerg doesn't care of the 20,000 side-chickers at the expense of everyone else, however. They engage once again with the remaining Zanscare fleet. Shakti does a lot of backseat driving in this episode. The Joan of Arc crew wants to kamikaze. Hengerg is like, cool, I'm out of here, and we never see him again. Chronicle launches in the Rig Contio. The ZMT S34S Rig Contio is the replacement to the Contio and has updated specs across the board. This version has 2 beam shields, a more powerful wireless shock claw, and the variable beam rifle, which functions like a VSBR. Other weapons include a beam saber, a beam shield on both arms, a chest beam gun, and the Contio beam rifle. Uso begins fighting the remaining Motorrad fleet. Chronicle stabs the Joan of Arc bridge, killing Mubarak and the remaining crew. The strike team moves in ahead of Uso to protect him. Uso takes out an Adrastia. The Zanscare defense line is being broken apart. Uso moves into the center ring of Angel Halo again. He attacks this guy and then decides to talk to the others. Suck at that one guy specifically. Also, his grappling hook does look pretty effective as a weapon. Shakti wants to be allowed back into the prayer chamber. They somehow allow it. She sings her song to the world. The song annoys Katejina and she fires at Angel Halo. Franny makes the mistake of dropping her guard for a second as Katejina pushes her into an explosion. What an unfortunately silly way to die. Don't worry, we're gonna see sillier ones. Millie rushes in and takes a beam to the cockpit by the Gotorodan. She heads inside Angel Halo to find Uso. Hado remote controls the Gundam and attacks Katejina while Uso tries once again to talk to her. At least Hado knows how to respond by this point in the series. Outside, Chronicle is trying to destroy the Reinforced Junior. Odello, Tomas, and Marbay defend the ship. Chronicle hears Katejina calling out to him, and he retreats. The Reinforced Junior's left engine is out. They call to evacuate the ship. Otis, Robert Gomez, and all the old men are going to crash this into their fleet. Even the lazy Jingen in him is here. He's doing stuff. They concentrate their beam shield into a beam blast and fire. The bridge is taken out by a Gedlab in the process. Particles begin emitting from Angel Halo. The ring begins breaking apart. Sidecheckers are helping her. Uso and Chronicle finally meet on the battlefield and begin fighting. Connie comes to back up Uso, but Katejina shoots her Hexa in the back. She says she won't let her interfere and shoots down Connie. Bye, Connie. You were my favorite, so I'm happy you were the last to go. As Chronicle and Uso fight, Katejina says, I'm going to let this play out. Let's just see who wins. Everything is falling apart. Kagati wonders if the Sidecheckers turned on him, which shows that Shakti and Maria were really just a vessel for the Sidecheckers. And they hold all the power. As Angel Halo falls apart, Chronicle and Uso continue fighting. It is a really good set piece that they don't use too much. Uso is knocked to the ground, but Odello attacks Chronicle, causing him to retreat. Zugan's ship accidentally hits part of the ring. Whoops, I'm sure those Sidecheckers will be fine. Oh, I'm just thinking of Tetaneth Dogati from Crossbone Gundam. They were working behind the scenes to make the Sidecheckers Jovian citizens. Someone's probably in her ear going, Your Majesty, we just lost another 1,000. Kagati heads back to Angel Halo. That is when Joan of Arc comes rushing in. Everyone is dead, but the ship has enough momentum to blow its core, taking out Zugan. Odello, Tomas, and Uso refer to each other as brothers before splitting up. Tomas and Odello run into Katejina and begin fighting. The particles from Angel Halo begin emitting once again. Katejina attacks Odello, leaving his mobile suit dead in the water. He can hear his father's voice before he blows up. Uso rushes in with his beam saber and tells him that hate will never come out on top. He slices through the rig Contio and it crashes onto Angel Halo. He falls out of his mobile suit. He has a moment where he sees his sister and then just plump. Body crashes right into debris without a second to breathe. No emotional beat whatsoever. They just cut to commercial. To Mino, this emotional moment was hilarious, and I don't think that was the intent. Kagati sees Ghost Maria and tries to shoot her. Angel Halo begins forming into something new. Katejina rushes over to Uso and says that he won and she wants him to kill her. It is a trap to get in close, and she ganks him right in the side. The power boner is so strong with this kid that he loses his sense of self-preservation every time. Carl begins crying, but suddenly he cries out for Shakti. He spoke. Uso and Katejina meet inside the core ring. They have a standoff, but Uso has the power of friendship, and more importantly, the wings of light. He activates it and breaks apart the core. And that concludes the fight with Katejina. That was anticlimactic. The Gundam begins losing power. Angel Halo begins ascending back up into space. But out of the sky comes Shakti. She didn't even need your help, Uso. And look, she's still in the prayer room, back in Casarelia. The gang adds a bunch more graves to the gravesite. Marbay's pregnancy is coming along. Shakti is doing laundry when she runs into a beggar looking for help. It happens to be Katejina, blind and possibly with memory loss or amnesia. Every decision Katejina has made has been in her own self-interest, and in the end, it got her here. A few different choices in life, and she could have been another one of the heroes of this story. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Victory Gundam. I don't know about this one. The old men going out was kind of a bigger emotional moment than Uso's final arc. The mobile suits aren't as inspiring as what we are seeing in Crossbone Gundam, and Zanskar just wasn't developed like the evil factions of the past. I'm really conflicted on this one, but what this series did best that no other series has done is its focus on the dichotomy of life and death, specifically focusing on motherly love and birth, which is fascinating. I wished we focused more on this aspect, but knowing Tomino, we would find a way to make it weird. I mean weirder. Now that we have completed Victory Gundam, guess what we are doing next? But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, there is a mommy in all of us. Peace.